Hello, it's happening. I'm going to read some Colleen Hoover. So this author is talked about all over BookTube, all the time, and I haven't read anything by her. Now, I picked up this book, It Ends With Us, back in the beginning of March, and it has been sat on my shelf, and I haven't touched it, haven't felt the urge, but I was scrolling through Facebook the other day, I don't know if anyone else does this, and it's just being a nosy cow. I don't want anything, not looking out for anything, but I just want to see what people in the local area are selling, because, you know, I'm nosy. And there's a woman, she's about 3 roads away from me, and she was selling her entire Colleen Hoover collection and about another, like, 6 or 7 books. They're £1 each, and I was like, let's just do it. Let's go do it. Do it, Soph. You could just do it. So I popped round yesterday, and I picked them up. So I think given I'd already saved a couple in the script, I think there's like 9 books or something, so that's probably too much for one vlog. I don't know if I'm going to split it over 2 or 3 vlogs, but we're going to start with this book because I have it on audiobook as well as a physical copy. So it says, sometimes the one who loves you is the one who hurts you the most. Lily hasn't always had it easy, but that's never stopped her from working hard for the life she wants. She's come a long way from the small town in Maine where she grew up. She graduated from college, moved to Boston, and started her own business. So when she feels a spark with a gorgeous neurosurgeon named Ryle, everything in Riley's? I'm going to look that up. Everything in Lily's life suddenly seems almost too good to be true. He's assertive, stubborn, and maybe a little arrogant. He's also sensitive, brilliant, has a soft spot for Lily, but his complete aversion to relationships is disturbing. So questions about her new relationship overwhelm her, so do thoughts of Atlas Corrigan, her first love and linked to the past she left behind. He was a kindred spirit, her protector. Oh, and then he reappears. Bold, deeply personal novel. Colleen Hoover delivers a heart-wrenching story that breaks exciting new ground for her as a writer. It Ends With Us is an unforgettable tale of love that comes at the ultimate price. So, it doesn't sound like something that is appealing to me already. However, we're going to give it a go. We're giving it a go. So, I'm off to the gym now. So, I am going to listen to the audiobook for a little while at the gym. And I'll catch up with you and let you know how I get on with the book. I'm back from the gym. During the gym session, I listened to the first 2 chapters of It Ends With Us, and so far it's fine. We've met both Ryle and Atlas, the 2 love interests. So basically, Lily at the beginning, she's gone up on the roof just to get some breathing space, a bit of time to think. And there she's met Ryle, and they've had a bit of a chat, and I thought it was going to be a bit awkward actually, because they started talking about their view on relationships, and as I think I read from the beginning, yeah, he's got an aversion to relationships. He has a discussion basically saying he's all about one-night stands and things, and then gets close to her, it's like, how far would you go? I thought, I'm in the gym, I don't feel comfortable listening to smut at the gym, but it didn't progress, so well, that could be really awkward, I don't know. And then in the second chapter we sort of go back in time and we find out about Atlas. So, you know, it's fine. I don't mind the writing style. I think it's pretty good. The first chapter was really long, and that being said, it did keep me in, you know, did keep me entertained. So, yeah, so far it's good. I will get a few more chapters into this over the next couple of days and keep you posted. So I was hoping to check in with you every few chapters. However, since the last time I vlogged reading this book, I have had 2 reading sessions of this book, and I'm so close to finishing it. I have been binging it. This is brilliant. I get the hype completely. I need to continue and find out what happens. It's fantastic. I really like Lily. I am totally torn with the 2 guys. It is so well written. It is so emotional. And I am genuinely loving this book. I have just finished this, and that was a fantastic book. I completely understand the hype. That was so emotional, particularly the last few chapters, and it ended how it should end. It was so good. I was so nervous picking up this book originally. I thought this hype about Colleen Hoover, the book's really going to be that good? Are they really going to be that emotional? And book one, I am completely floored. I feel a bit of an emotional wreck right now. So I'm going to have a little breather for a little while before I start the next book. Yeah, I'll compose myself and I'll come back to you shortly. Book 2, Regretting You. Oh, there's loads on the back. Okay. How do you pick up the pieces without the glue holding everything together? Morgan Grant and her 16-year-old daughter Clara would like nothing more than to be nothing alike. Morgan is determined to prevent her daughter from making the same mistakes she did, by getting pregnant and married way too young. Morgan put her own dreams on hold. Clara doesn't want to follow in her mother's footsteps. Her predictable mother doesn't have a spontaneous bone in her body. With wearing personalities and conflicting goals, Morgan and Clara find it increasingly difficult to coexist. The only person who can bring peace to the household is Chris, Morgan's husband, Clara's father, and the family anchor. But that peace is shattered when Chris is involved in a tragic and questionable accident. The heartbreaking and long-lasting consequences will reach far beyond just Morgan and Clara. While struggling to rebuild everything that crashed around them, Morgan finds comfort in the last person she expects to, and Clara turns to the one boy she's been forbidden to see. With each passing day, new secrets, resentment, and misunderstandings make mother and daughter fall further apart. So far apart, it might be impossible for them to ever fall back together. Well, this is going to be another emotional read, isn't it? I don't even know if I'm ready for that yet, but let's jump in. Hey, so I am now 2 or 3 chapters into Regretting You, and it's fine. I don't have that, oh my goodness, I can't put this down feeling that I had from It Ends With Us. But I mean, it's okay. We're still kind of meeting the characters. So we met Morgan and sort of had the situation where she was dating someone, found out she was pregnant at a young age, etc. And we've now had a chapter where her daughter Clara has been introduced, and it's obvious that the relationship between the two of them isn't particularly good. It doesn't strike me as particularly bad either, which I think reading the back I kind of thought it was going to be pretty bad. But as I said, I'm only a couple of chapters in, so it's a bit early, but I'm going to continue. So I take back what I said earlier, like about 10 minutes ago. Whoa. If you've read it, you know what happens at the beginning. Don't even know the whys and wherefores yet, but oh my days. I need to continue reading. So, I haven't been able to put this down since I last spoke to you. I'm halfway through. It's bloody brilliant. I'm going to be a complete emotional wreck, I imagine, for the rest of this book. So, some serious blows have been dealt. Some relationships are breaking, some are mending, some are developing. And it's just all brilliant. It really is really, really good. I can't believe I'm getting that emotional another book. But anyway, this is a book that I really wish that I annotated, because, and I've never annotated a book, but there's so many bits here that I would like to have referred to. There's one quote here, I'm going to try and find. I think it's time I figure out who I was meant to become before I started living my life for everyone else. How many of us can relate to that sentence? There's a lot of relatable bits in here. It's just... I mean, the characters, they're human. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes in a book you just think a character reacts to something and in a certain way and you think they really wouldn't if that was real life. But no, in here, this is just, it's emotional, it's heartbreaking. And I'm really enjoying it. So, I will catch up with you when I've read a bit more. So I'm working from home. I'm sorry I look so rough. I've just been out in the garden and it's really windy out there. Anyway, yeah, so I've just set up at the table to work from home, and I'm going to pop on the audiobook now of Regretting You so I can listen to a little bit more while I continue working. So hopefully I will finish this book tonight, if not by tomorrow. I can't wait to see what happens. And we have a 5 out of 5 star. It ended perfectly. I love the relationships with the characters at the end. I think it worked really, really well. Absolutely loved it. It covered a lot of heavy topics, but covered very well. I am just totally thrown now. I thought, oh, do you know what? Everyone's raving about Colleen Hoover. So many times I have tried like a booktube or a BookTok made me buy it and have been left disappointed. And I thought the first book might have been a bit of a fluke. The second one being just as good, I am totally thrown. So I'm going to have an early night tonight, but I'm going to read one more book in this vlog. I'm just deciding which one to read next. So, I'm about to start my third Colleen Hoover book of this vlog. I've got my Kindle ready to go, and I'm going to read, what am I going to read? Reminders of Him. I'm up in the bedroom at the moment. The boys are watching football downstairs. Got my little love sign up. And yeah, I'm just having a chill evening reading. So anyway, Reminders of Him. A troubled young mother yearns for a shot at redemption in his heartbreaking yet hopeful story from Colleen Hoover. After serving 5 years in prison for a tragic mistake, Kenna Rowan returns to the town where it all went wrong, hoping to reunite with her 4-year-old daughter. But the bridges Kenna burned are proving impossible to rebuild. Everyone in her daughter's life is determined to shut Kenna out, no matter how hard she works to prove herself. The only person who hasn't closed the door on her completely is Ledger Ward, a local bar owner and one of the few remaining links to Kenna's daughter. But if anyone were to discover how Ledger is slowly becoming an important part of Kenna's life, both would risk losing the trust of everyone important to them. The two form a connection despite the pressure surrounding them. As their romance grows, so does the risk. Kenna must find a way to absolve the mistakes of her past in order to build a future out of hope and healing. So, that's going to be another emotional one. So I will read some chapters and check in with you again. So I've just read 5 chapters tonight. I'm going to call it a night now, but it is really good so far. So we've met Kenna, who has just come out of prison and a rehabilitation centre. She's gone back to where she came from initially before she went inside, and we've just joined her at the moment where she's found herself somewhere to stay. She's gone to a bar for the drink and she's met this guy who, you know, obviously there's going to be more to that later on. But yeah, we're finding out a little bit more about why she went inside. It's going to be emotional. I know it's going to be emotional already. So I just hope it's as good as the other books, but I'll catch up with you when I've read a little bit more. So, Reminders of Him. I know I was going to come back and chat to you after a few chapters. Well, I'm at 62%. It is one of those books, you pick it up, you can't put it down. And I have every intention of trying to finish it today or tomorrow because it's that brilliant. And it is a huge emotional roller coaster because the chapters are told alternately. So you've got one from Kenna, the mum, then you've got one from Ledger, the male interest. And you are just so divided all the time because you want Kenna to have access to her daughter. You know, she was imprisoned for an accident. She's remorseful. She has, you know, she's done her time. She's come out. She's got a job. And she wants her kid. And of course, you want them to be together. But then you hear from Ledger's side, who's speaking on behalf of those raising the kid, and it's, well, actually, you know, the young girl, she's having quite a stable life. She's not missing her mum. The family have moved on. Well, they're not moving on, but they're coping with the result of the accident, and having her back into it, Kenna back into it, is just going to bring everything up again. It's going to be very hard. It's going to be emotional. So then you want to protect them as well, and you just, oh, it's really, really emotional. It's absolutely incredibly well written. So yeah, I've just, every time I've sat down and like, I'm just going to read 1 or 2 chapters, I've read for like an hour or so, and I'm now at 62%. So I'm sorry I haven't caught up with you before now. It's just one of those books, which is great. So if I don't read it all in one sitting, I will catch up with you after I've read the next bit, and if not, I'll catch up with you when I finish the book. So I just finished Reminders of Him. I absolutely loved it. It was such a cleverly written book. It was beautiful, it was emotional, it was heartbreaking in a lot of places. But it was just so cleverly written. The way that 1 minute you are on Team Kenna and you want her to have this connection with her daughter, and then the next minute you're like, well, actually, yeah, no, I totally get where the other party are. And it's back and forward. And you know, it was ended perfectly. Absolutely love the ending. And I am absolutely stunned that this is my first experience, this vlog is, of reading Colleen Hoover. I've read 3 books. They're all in the romance genre, which is not a genre that I ever gravitate towards. It's not my favourite, but I've given all 3 books 5 out of 5. They were absolutely amazing. So I definitely get the Colleen Hoover hype. I am going to be looking out for more of her books. I definitely am. So on that note, if you are a Colleen Hoover fan, or you've read even 1 or 2 that are really, really great, please let me know, because I'm going to continue reading her work. But I'm going to love you and leave you now. And I will catch up with you soon. I hope you're having a great week. Bye.